Hello everybody and welcome back to Wilderness Adventures UK. Right, we are back in Bluegate Woods today. Brought a few little bits with me in my Maxpedition Mongo that you can see just here, just out of shot. I've also brought a bottle of tap water, that is tap water there, to make a brew. Recycled my bottle. Leon is here also. We have actually come in two separate vehicles. Obviously I'm in a Land Rover, Leon's in his, but I will say right off the bat, we've both not been working. We're both in lockdown in our own houses, very limited contact with people, so in fact it's the first time we've seen each other in bloody how many weeks, mate? 4 or 5 weeks. First time we've seen each other, first time we've ventured out, so the chances of us two actually having anything is 0 to 0%. As I say, we've had no contact with everybody. We've just had a quick walk around the woods to make sure everything's as we've left it, as I've been doing sort of twice a week really when I've been coming in for my exercise. Today I've bought a few little bits I want to show you. Something I bought weeks and months ago that I've not had out yet, that I'm going to get out, quickly make myself a little bit of lunch on it, make us a brew and just have a catch up with Leon really. And a catch up indeed with you guys. Alright guys, so stay tuned. I'm glad you're all here and all well. And yeah, we'll continue with the video. Right everybody, I don't know if you can see that behind me because the sun's well in my eyes. We've made a little makeshift camp in one of the little pockets in Bluegate. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to empty the contents of my bag. We've got plenty of deadfall on the floor here. It's been dry up in Lancashire for days and days and days. So all the wood on the floor, yeah, we'll use just to make this little fire that we're going to get going now. Alright guys, I'll quickly flip over to a shot and show you exactly what I've got in my bag. Right guys, so as discussed just before, a bottle of tap water this. I refilled it at home just for refilling, or if I can get it out, refilling the water to go filter bottle that I've made a video on, and if you haven't seen it I'll put a link just above. But yeah, that's a filtered water bottle. I filter all my tap water. We've obviously got a couple of water sources in the woods that I can also take from if I need to. The bag is a Maxpedition Mongo. Had it for years and years. Used to take it to work when I worked at the gun shop. Absolutely love this bag. It's just the right size for carrying a decent amount of kit. Inside the bag I've got some lunch. I already spoke to Leon, he's already had his lunch, so I've only brought for myself today. A bit of bread and tomato and some ham and cheese. I'm just going to make some hot pockets in a second when I get the little stove fired up. I brought a couple of cups so we can have a brew. I brought the obligatory caramel lattes for Leon and myself. Obviously you don't need milk, you don't need sugar with them, so it just saves on carrying a load of stuff you don't need. So just boil up the water in a pan. These pans, incidentally, I bought a set of 2 of them for about 12 quid from the range. This is the smaller one of the 2 and there's a bigger one with a lid. So this is its first outing, and I'll probably leave this in the woods in our little stash box over in the ruin over there, and then we've always got a little pot in here for boiling up water and whatnot. But stainless steel, it's in their camping section in the range. So yeah, I think they were about 12-15 quid, something like that. Can't actually remember, but proper nice little bit of kit. I brought very rudimental fire lighting kit. Right, so I started by picking up this bit of fat wood from home, and under closer inspection there's not actually that much resin in it. So I picked out a few other bits just to be sure I can get a fire going. I'm literally going to use fat wood and a knife and my, obviously, fire steel. There's loads of wood, pine needles, pine cones on the floor, so this is the stuff we're going to be burning. So yeah, I'll bring you back and show you how I'm going to light the fire in a second. I bought a spoon to stir the brews. If you don't stir those packets you can get loads of lumps in them. And finally, this is where all the memes and all the jokes start. Oh, another bit of firewood. I bought this, I'm not kidding, about 6 months ago. It's been sat at home in my bug out bag. I thought it's ideal for a bug out situation because A, it doesn't need gas, you can work it off natural stuff you can find, wood, pine cones, everything like that. Now it did come from China, which is why I'm saying I bought it 6 months ago. So all the grief and all the banter doesn't start in the comments below. But I've had it absolutely ages after I saw Andy's last October when we had our last camp out. A few other people have done videos on this, incidentally, on the net, guys. I'm not the first person to have one of these or anything crazy. So if you want to see a proper detailed video on these stoves, I mean, yeah, just type in cheap Chinese wood burning stove or something on YouTube and you'll see hundreds. But my take on it is it concertinas out. It's very, very simple. You just pull it out like that. All the bits are stored inside it. Little door on the front to feed wood in. This is your catcher. It goes on the bottom there. So that catches all your embers and everything, although we're going to be lighting it on one of these today, one of these logs. Your pegs then go in for your wood to sit on, obviously, so you've got a bit of air coming in underneath. So the pegs are going in the side just there like that. We'll put them in a relatively same hole. And then this is the bit that your logs sit on inside, just in there. And this is the bit you do your cooking on, just on top there. There are also a few videos on YouTube where people have modified these and made them a bit better because it's a bit rickety and stuff. But as a get home bag, you know, a 48-hour bag or something like that, this would be absolutely ideal. I can't see you needing any more. This will get you home, and you know, if you're using it once in a blue moon, one of these will just be absolutely fine. That's the contents of my bag. I'm going to get this thing lit now, quickly set it up off camera. And then I'll bring you back to the firelight and I'll show you what we're going to be cooking. Quickly found this on the floor just over there. It looks like it's an old bit of fence panel or something. I'm going to use this to make my fire on, particularly that bit just there. Now, as I mentioned just before, I got a few bits of fat wood from home. That's the good bit, which I'm going to try not to use, to be fair. That's the original bit I picked up, so I'm going to try and just use that bit. And then I've got a few little tiny bits that I'll split up now into matchsticks, and they'll probably be the first bits I get on when I get it going. Incidentally, we're not working in the woods, so that series isn't going to continue until this lockdown period is over, obviously, because it does entail using tools a little bit bigger than a knife. We're swinging axes, we're using chainsaws, etc, etc. Now, if you were to have an accident, and it's called an accident because it's an accident, you can't see it coming, obviously you're going to put even more strain on the NHS and the hospital services, which we don't want at this present time. So literally, I'm just going to, if I'm going to make any more videos, they are going to be little information videos, if you like, just showing some gear that I've had for ages that I've not used. I want to do a tent comparison. There's a few others, but today we just wanted to come out and make a quick 10-15 minute just to test the water a little bit, because there are some houses just over in the distance, and if anybody does see us and starts panicking that we're not social distancing, and you know, there's a lot of people just blowing it all out of proportion. As I say, me and Leon have had no contact with the outside world, so the chances of us two having it and passing it to each other in the middle of the woods is zero chance. We opened the gate with gloves just in case somebody's been walking about licking random gates. Yeah, we've just been very, very, very careful as to not contract it and pass it to each other. But yeah, I'm just going to continue splitting these little bits. Little rant there for you all. Rants are always good when they're on topic. And then we'll go... Oh, I've got another one there that I missed. Just quickly making some really fine bits, because obviously once I get the initial flame, these little tiny bits of fat wood will keep it going a while everything else establishes. They really are matchsticks. Look at that one. That's good. I'll do that one more time, as to not bore too many of you. I'll show you how we're going to use fat wood. There's the knife for those interested. It is a Bushcraft Store bore. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the back of the knife just to scrape off some really fine scrapings of the fat wood. Oh yeah, this should work. Just pick them up, and then what we'll do is we'll use the blade quickly just to get that off. You can see there, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up because it's only small, but that's got a little bit of resin in it. And we'll do that another couple of times just to get a couple of little bundles, as it were. So there's no cotton wool ball, no fire lighters, nothing. this is a case of if you had to do it and you had to find a few bits to do it, you could no doubt do this with normal wood. Split it down. It just wouldn't burn as long, because the resin in the wood just helps the flame establish a little bit longer. There you go, that'll do us. That'll be more than enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these down on the floor out of shot. There are matchsticks, obviously. I'm going to get everything ready, just so once I get it lit, it's all systems go. Push them all quite close together. Try and get some fine shavings off the fire steel into it. And there you go. And now you'll see why I use that log. Get our little fine bits, put them on. That missed. All of them have missed so far. But you have got a little bit of time. With using fat wood, it stays burning for a while. There you go. I don't think there's any danger of that going out, so we can start putting on some other little bits. As you've seen in various other videos, I am using the very, very thin twigs first. And I'm going to go no bigger than sort of a little bit bigger than my thumb size on this stove. It's not really designed to take big, heavy logs or anything crazy like that. Can I just take this opportunity just to thank everybody who's reached out to me over this period. And just sent regards and stuff. It humbles me. You know, a few people asking about videos, a few people asking if I'm alright. It really is nice. Really is nice to feel loved, really, I suppose. Just feeling loved and wanted and missed. People saying they missed the videos and when am I going to be getting out. And I've been wanting to, believe you and me. I think not a couple of days has gone by when I haven't messaged Leon. Should we go out yet? How about now?
It's been very tempting.
But today we thought we'd bite the bullet. Great! I think the box works, do you reckon?
Definitely.
As I say, as a sustained preferred cooking system, definitely not. But in your 24-hour get home bag or 48-hour bag, if you're using it every now and again to go camping, you know, just for something different, I'd say yeah, definitely add one to your repertoire. But yeah, we'll leave that going. I'll quickly pack my knife up so nothing steps on it. Hopefully there's enough in this little pan for 2 coffees. Should be, it's a bit of a little one. Right, so brew's on while we're waiting for the embers to go down to coal so I can quickly toast my bread. Get an afternoon sandwich in. Right guys, I'll move this pot off. Again, partly boiled. It's not properly boiled yet to make our brews. Take my glove off. As you can see, it's burnt down quite a lot, so all I'm going to do is quickly toast a bit of bread. All I'm doing is I'm making a sandwich, but instead of using sliced bread or a bun or a cob or whatever you want to call it, I'm using a pita bread. Ham, cheese, tomato, quick afternoon snack. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment, so late lunchtime really, 1:30, something like that. Well, that was quick. So I'll pop these just out of shot. I'm going to use this stump just to quickly cut my pita bread in a second. Keep flipping it over. Nothing special, I know it's not a steak or anything crazy, but we're only coming out for a couple of hours and a bit of a catch up today. Again, to test the water, make sure nobody sees us and reports us. Made a mistake, I'm left-handed, I want a glove for my right hand. So quickly just open up my pita bread with a bushcraft knife, as you do. Wow, good. Two slices of cheese, fold them in half lengthways, chuck them in. What was that? That bit's mine. Two bits of ham. Any bit of ham you prefer. And slice up some tomato. Which is virtually impossible with a bushcraft knife. And some nice slivers of tomato in there. A lot of people will be shrugging and rolling their eyes at me now using tomato in a sandwich. I know my son doesn't eat tomato, my old workmate Andy doesn't eat tomato. Seems to be one of the most hated fruits. Right, that's that. I'm going to pop it on there just for a second just to melt that cheese a little bit. Anything I'm not using can go back in my bag. I'll take it home and use it. And that'll do. There you go, that's what she looks like. Ham, cheese, tomato pocket is what I call them. Right, what I'll quickly do while that's cooling down, because that's going to be like molten lava if I try to eat it right now, is quickly prepared a few more sticks on the side here, and a few I've not prepared. Smoke! Put the grate back on and put our water back on to boil. Lovely jubbly. Smoke! I don't like smoke. Knife away so we don't have any accidents. And now to chow for a few minutes. And what a lot of YouTubers don't show you is the setting up of the thumbnail. So this here is going to be the thumbnail for the video. I'll quickly take a picture of this on my phone now. I'll post it on Instagram and it'll be the thumbnail for the video when the video comes out. So a bit of inside information, guys. I'm going to carry on eating this and I'll fetch you back shortly. Right guys, so we're coming up to the end of our day. We're just waiting for this thing to go out and cool down. And yeah, we're just going to crack on. We only came out today basically to test the waters because there are some houses just over to my right over there. And we didn't want anybody getting too paranoid. No, they're not social distancing, they're having a mass gathering. No, there's two of us and we've both been locked down for ages and ages. We used gloves to open the gate, so if anybody has come along and, as I mentioned before, licked the gate or touched the gate and they are infected, we are safe. Taking the necessary precautions but not going too mad. Nice to catch up with Leon as always. Have a brew, have a sandwich out in the woods. I think we're going to be coming out every few days maybe if the weather permits, and making a few more videos just as long as we can. As I say, it's our daily bit of exercise. We've just stopped for a break. We've walked around the woods 2 or 3 times, so that's our exercise done, and we stopped for a quick drink to catch our breath so we don't dehydrate. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it, folks. But yeah,
There's mine, see?
until next time, you all stay safe, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you've all been up to and what you've been doing to occupy yourself in these weird times that we're having at the moment. Yeah, I hope this video finds you all safe, guys, and I'll see you all very soon for another video. You all take care.